Hi, this is Jacqueline Walker, the Financial Literacy Counselor here at the University of Houston, and today we're going to review how to take charge of your success. So when we're thinking about taking charge of your success, we're not only thinking about your academic success, we're also talking about your financial success. So today we're going to look over 5 different things that you can do to get you on that path. First step is going to be to create your academic plan and enroll in courses. So we're going to take a look at Schedule Planner in a minute, and that's going to be where you're going to go to enroll in your courses for the fall. Also, we're going to look at your financial aid, helping you look to establish your financial plan, looking at any payment plan arrangements and payment due dates, and then finally we're going to talk about communication is key and to make sure that you read your emails throughout your time here at the University of Houston. So your MyUH self-service center. So this is where you're going to go to pretty much do everything when it comes in regards to uploading documents, it comes to registering for classes, paying for tuition and fees, etc. So as you can see here, there's something that's called the to-do checklist. So your to-do list is going to tell us, or actually tell you, Nuku, any information that we need from you, whether it's your FERPA documentation or immunization records with your bacterial meningitis, or even verification. Anything that we need, maybe missing documentation, we're going to put that there in your to-do list. Your FERPA form is your Privacy Act. So if you would like a parent or a family member or somebody else to call the university on your behalf and get information, whether it's your grades, ask about your financial aid, any billing questions, you would need to have that FERPA form filled out and uploaded through your to-do list, or you can go into the registrar's office, and that way it can go ahead and get applied to your account. If you're living on campus, your bacterial meningitis shot record needs to be turned in as well, and that's also through the registrar's office. If we are still needing it, like I said, once again, you'll see that on your to-do list. Verification is for financial aid. So if the financial aid office is needing to verify some information in regards to your FAFSA application, they're going to put what documents are required there in your to-do list. So just make sure that you pay attention to your to-do list. That way you know if there's any documents that we're still needing. For enrolling in classes, there's going to be a short video after this next one on Schedule Planner. This is going to show you how you're going to go to enroll in courses. So this is something that's fairly new and very easy to use, so we'll show you a quick video on that. On your MyUH, you're also going to be able to look for your financial aid and then know what you owe. So as soon as you register for classes, you add your parking, your tuition and fees, housing, meal plans, etc. You're going to be able to see how much you owe on your MyUH as well. You can set up payment plans, look for book loans, and parking permits as well, all through your MyUH. So next is a quick video on Schedule Planner.
Today I'm going to be showing you how to use the College Schedule Planner here at the University of Houston. Once you log on to your Access UH account, you can scroll down and click the MyUH self-service icon. Click the Student Center icon. And now, under the Academics tab, you can click the Schedule Planner link right here. Click this first button to open the Schedule Planner in another window. And now you may select the term that you want to plan for. At the top, you can change the filters to meet your schedule needs. For instance, out of all these campuses, if I only want to pick one campus at the University of Houston main campus, I can click that one option. For students that work or are involved in extracurricular activities, they may add in breaks as well. By adding in these breaks, the Schedule Planner will not generate classes around those time frames. And now we may enroll in the courses. Once you've chosen all of your courses and your breaks, you can generate the possible schedules. The Schedule Planner has come up with 36 possible schedules, but to make it easier, you can compare a few. Once you've reviewed all the schedules and you find one that best suits you, you can add it to your shopping cart at the top. Now it is asking us to go back to that first tab course enrollment. Select the term that you just planned for, and now import it to your cart right here in red. It's now asking you to verify each class to make sure these are the ones you'd like to sign up for. Now they are officially in your shopping cart. However, you are not officially enrolled in these classes yet until you proceed to steps 2 and 3 down below.
Okay, so now that you've seen the video on Schedule Planner, a few things just to remember when you're using Schedule Planner is to make sure you insert those breaks or those times that you either have other things going on, like maybe you're doing a work study or you just know that you're not an 8 a.m. class taker. Make sure that you're putting in those breaks, and that way it generates the best possible schedule for you. Also, if you have a chance, when you meet with your academic advisor, they'll also be able to tell you what courses are available, and also if there's anything else that you may want to look at when it comes to Schedule Planner itself. So moving on from that, in the Welcome Center you're going to find these different offices. The three that I'm going to talk to you today about are Scholarships and Financial Aid, Student Business Services, and the Office of the University Registrar. Scholarships and Financial Aid is a department that processes your FAFSA once we receive it from the Department of Education. They also award merit and need-based assistance and can answer all your questions regarding your financial aid status. So if you have not seen on your MyUH, when you go to the Financial Aid tab, that you've been awarded any financial aid, you may want to go either call or visit the Scholarships and Financial Aid Office just to see where you're at in the processing of your FAFSA. Student Business Services is responsible for all the tuition and fees. So they're the ones that actually take your payment through the cashier's office, and they also can help you establish payment plans and book loans. If you have any questions regarding a particular fee or particular charge on your account, or if you just have more questions in general about payment plans, once again, or book loans, they can help you. Also, Student Business Services, for any veteran students or students that are using their parents' veteran benefits, they also certify the Hazelwood benefit. The Office of the University Registrar handles all your enrollment. They process your FERPA, your immunization records, and they also will process your transcripts and graduation when it comes to that time. They also are responsible for residency verification, and if you are a veteran student or once again using your parents' veteran benefits, they process all other veteran benefits. So in the Welcome Center, you'll find these three really good resources for you to use. During the times here on the screen, you'll see that we have extended hours during some weeks in July and August. So once you see here, we are open from 8 to 6, Monday through Thursday, and then on Fridays we're open till 9 to 5. So if you do need to come into the Welcome Center, we do have extended hours that will be readily available to help you. Your free application for federal student aid and the TASFA. So your FAFSA application is available for you to apply in October. So when you think about your FAFSA and your federal financial aid, remember that it's going to cover fall, spring, and summer of the current year. If you are able to, make sure that you're using that IRS data retrieval tool, because what it's going to do is it's going to retrieve all the information from your taxes and your parents' taxes from the IRS directly, and then go ahead and put them in your application. If you do not use the IRS data retrieval tool, you may be selected for verification, which means that we're going to need to verify the documents in person, which may delay your processing of your financial aid. So just, if you can, when you're doing the FAFSA application for next year, just make sure you remember to use that IRS data retrieval tool. For TASFA, which is our Senate Bill 1528, those eligible students can find the application on the UH website, and then you can actually turn it in person to the Scholarships and Financial Aid office. There's more information for TASFA there at the bottom. How to pay for school. So when we look at your FAFSA application, you may be eligible for Pell Grants. You're also going to have any availability for your subsidized and unsubsidized loans. There is an option for you to select if you would like to be looked at for federal work study. And then, of course, your parents are also able to apply for a Parent Plus loan through the FAFSA website. So those are things that you can find when you are applying for FAFSA. Other ways to help you pay are grants. So there may be state-funded grants or grants through the university, scholarships. I always get questions about how to find more money for school. Scholarships is going to be the way to go. There are some links here on the screen as well, but also if you go to the uh.edu/scholarships and you can go to the scholarships page, there is a link there that says outside scholarships, and it's going to take you to all of the scholarships outside of the university, and it also has deadlines for submission. So there's plenty of resources for you to help you find scholarships, and I highly suggest that you definitely start applying to help you get some more money to help you pay for school. Alternative loans are going to be those private student loans like the College Access Loan through the state of Texas, Wells Fargo, Sallie Mae. There's tons of them out there. Those are something that you would want to look at as a last resort, as an alternative, and then looking for other ways to help you pay. Maybe, looking at the money that you have in the savings account. If you're going to come in and pay in cash, you can go visit the Welcome Center at the cashier's office. They'll go ahead and take your cash payment for you. But if you'd like to pay by check or debit or credit card, you make sure you do that through your MyUH account, and then that way we can go ahead and process your payment for you. Your financial plan. So when earlier we talked about making sure that your academic plan was just as strong as your financial plan. Well, when we talk about this, we're actually looking to help you determine how much federal aid you're receiving and then how much it's going to cost you to attend the University of Houston. So you can have definitely email financialliteracy@uh.edu, or you can call 713-743-9048 if you need help in looking over your numbers and maybe looking for other sources to help you create a budget to keep you successful when it comes to your finances during your time here at the University of Houston. Your financial plan is broken into 5 different steps here. So step 1 really is going to be you logging into your MyUH and in determining how much financial aid you are actually receiving and what you're going to accept. Step 2 is to calculate your cost to attend. So I'm going to actually go through that with you in just a moment, but we're going to look at how much is it going to cost for tuition and fees, housing, meal plan, etc. Step 3, we're going to look to see, once you figure out how much aid you have and you subtract all your cost for tuition and fees, housing, etc., it's either going to determine if you have a balance due or if you're going to have a refund owed back to you. Step 4 is looking at those payment plan options, and then step 5 is giving you the deadlines for payments. So let's take a look. So how much am I receiving in financial aid? So once again, through your MyUH, you're going to see your student homepage that would look similar to what you see here on the screen. If you click on the financial aid tab, it's going to bring you over to your award summary. So your award summary is going to be for the current year, and it's going to tell you how much you are offered in federal aid and then how much you have accepted. So as you can see as the example here, this student was offered a federal subsidized loan and an unsubsidized loan and the amounts and what they accepted. So that will tell you right there, 1, if your financial aid has been processed, and 2, what's been offered and how much are you wanting to accept. Alright, so next we're going to look at here, if you can see at the bottom of how much do I owe. So once you sign up for classes and you add your parking and your meal plans, etc., you're going to see at the bottom it says there's a tab that says finances. So once you see that and once you start adding all your additional fees and charges to your account, you're going to see that there's a term balance and then the pending aid. So your pending aid from that previous page we just looked at is going to tell you how much you've actually accepted so far that will be applied to your current semester. So that's where you're going to be able to see, once your student fee bill is generated, where your student financials is. But to help you calculate it before that student fee bill gets generated, we're going to take a look at some different resources for you to use to help you get ahead and start preparing for how much it's going to cost. So looking for your tuition and fees, there is the website there at the bottom to help you get to this particular calculator. So what you're going to do here is you're going to basically, where it says please tell us about your plans, you're going to drop down on those arrows and you're going to be able to select your residency, which college you're attending, what level you are, how many hours is this your first year as an undergrad, and then it's what it's going to do based off of the amount of hours that you're selecting. It's going to tell you how much it's going to cost you for the semester for your tuition and fees. So for this particular example here, you see for the College of Liberal Arts undergrad, first year, 15 hours, I'm looking at about $5,576 for my tuition and fees for the semester. So for housing is something that is optional as well. You can look at seeing the different types of housing that is offered on campus, and then definitely you would want to make sure that you're selecting a housing option that's most affordable for you. So when you look at this, remember this is for the semester, but you are going to be signing the contract for housing for the year. So when you look at this, for instance, at Moody Towers double, so for the fall, it's going to be $2,612 for the fall, and then again another $2,612 for the spring. So just remember these are semester or term amounts. Now that we know how much we're paying for housing, some of the housing does require students to have meal plans. So if you can see here at the different color ball caps on the screen, you'll see that freshmen are there in the red, sophomores are in green, and then your juniors, seniors, and graduates are there in the yellow. So depending on what kind of meal plan you're looking for, it's going to show you how much, what perks are included and how much it's going to cost you for the semester. All right, so if you're an incoming freshman, you can look at anywhere from the 24/5 bronze all the way up to the 24/7 platinum. And you also have some other options as well if you're a commuter student, or maybe if you're living in one of the UH apartments like Bayou Oaks or Cambridge or Cullen Oaks there. So this is definitely something for you to pay attention to. Really figure out, how much money that you're going to want to spend for food, because you definitely need to eat, and then just making sure that you maximize that. So instead of going out to eat every day, especially if you're going to be purchasing a meal plan, you can reduce some costs there and just make sure that you eat at the dining facilities on campus. So now that we know how much we're getting in aid, how much we're going to be paying for tuition and fees, housing and meal plan, some of you may also be bringing your vehicles on campus. So just to let you know, there is no free parking here in the University of Houston main campus. You will see the prices for the permits for the year. So this is actually a year cost for you. So this year's student parking is actually going into zone parking. What that means is that you're actually going to have to select the zone that you want to park in, and that's the only parking area that you're going to be able to park in. If you park, let's say you select zone A, but then you park in zone C, you may be issued a parking citation. So we definitely want to avoid that and make sure that you're looking at the zone parking that's going to be best suited for you. So maybe you're living in Moody Towers or Cougar Village 1 and 2 or any of the other housing facilities. You may want to find a parking zone that's closest to where you're going to be living. Or maybe if you're commuting, you may want to find either a parking zone that's closer to your first class or your last class. So just really make sure that you look at that. And once again, this is going to be for the year, the amount there. If you have more questions, you can definitely go online. Your parking permits are going to be mailed out to you about 2 weeks prior to the start of classes. And then you can also have your parking permit applied to your student fee bill, or you could pay for it online as well. Also, if you're commuting and you have some friends that are going to be carpooling with you, look at Coast, because it can help you cut costs when it comes to transportation costs, and you may get some discounts there on your parking permits. But if you do have more questions, there's a link down below, and then you can also visit the parking and transportation office in the Welcome Center. So now that we have our totals for what we're receiving for financial aid, what it's going to cost us, now we're going to determine, do we have a balance due or do we have a refund coming back to us? So if you can see here in the example, what we're going to do is we're going to take that anticipated semester income. So all the money that I'm getting either with grants, scholarships, my student loans, maybe any benefits, parents, any kind of income that's coming in to help us pay for school, we're going to put that up at the top. Then we're going to subtract all of our anticipated costs to attend. So our tuition and fees, books and supplies, housing, meal plan, parking, etc. So there at the bottom, you're going to see that my aid of $6,285 for option 1 minus my total cost to attend for the semester at $11,768 is going to show that I have a balance due of about $5,483. So these numbers were from previous years, so please do not use these numbers, but at least you know now how to calculate them and where to go to get the information. When you look at the options here on the actual financial plan, we give you 3 because maybe you would want to compare one housing facility versus another, or maybe you do have an option of commuting or maybe living off campus to reduce some cost. That's why you would want to look at all your options there. So that's where you're going to see the difference between 1 and 2 is just the different housing options. And then 3 is just saying, hey, if the student is local, maybe they're able to commute, what it would look like. So option 3 is actually getting a refund back versus 1 and 2 where they're going to have to out of pocket that difference. And that's something that you should be looking at prior to applying for housing, parking, etc. So you really want to know what it's going to cost you before you start adding everything into your student fee bill. Payment plan. So let's just say we fell under either option 1 or 2 where we had that payment balance due. So you have a couple of options when it comes to payment plans. Your first option is your installment plan. So basically what the university is going to do is we're going to take that full balance of $11,768 from the previous page and we're going to divide it into 4 payments. Right, so you'll have a payment in August, payment in September, October, and your final payment is going to be in November. So if you see there in the example, the $11,768 divided by 4 is going to give your first payment of $2,942. Once again, this is just an example, so don't use this number exactly. So once your first payment's due, and then after the start of classes, so your September, October, November payments, those are going to be significantly reduced once your financial aid has dispersed and processed to your account. So your first payment is going to be slightly higher than your second, third, and fourth payment on your installment plan. You may want to choose the installment plan. Let's just say if you're not receiving any additional aid, you have no additional money coming in, and you know that this is pretty much all you're receiving, then you may want to divide that balance into 4 payments to make it more easier for you when it comes to balancing your money for the semester. Your short-term deferment and emergency deferment, those are going to give you extensions. So instead of paying it in 4 payments, we're just going to delay your payment for either 45 days for a short-term deferment if you're living on campus, or we're going to extend it for 90 days if you're living off campus. And then that way your payment is due at that time. So why would you choose a deferment over an installment plan? So your deferment, maybe you still have some scholarship money, or maybe your financial aid has not been processed all the way, and you know that, or you have an idea that you're going to be getting enough to cover your costs to attend. Then you may want to select a deferment, so that way you're going to give yourself more time to get your scholarship money or your financial aid processed. Or once again, maybe you're a veteran student and you know that your veteran benefits are going to take a few weeks for them to get dispersed to your account. So you're not going to want to make a payment when you know that you have money coming in, so you're going to want to defer it and give yourself more time to have that come in. So once again, the short-term deferment's for on-campus students only, and you get a 45-day extension from the first due date. And then you have the emergency deferment for our off-campus students, so our commuter students, and you get a 90-day extension from the first due date. Your book loans is optional. You can get up to $400 for the fall and for spring. You do have 60 days to pay that back. And you can also have that be added to your student fee bill. So once again, maybe you're waiting for your financial aid to disperse. You know you're going to have enough money to cover your books, but you want to get your books early. You can ask for a book loan. All of this information can be found at the link below. And then also, if you need to talk to somebody in person, you can come into the Welcome Center and look to speak with Student Business Services, and they can help you with all of this as well. When you go to your MyUH, you're going to look under the Financials tab, and you'll find information for the installment, deferment, and book loans as well. Deadline. So this is a very important date. So August 14th is when your first payment is due, or your full payment. So let me explain that to you. If you are not So once again, if you are not going to select a payment plan, your full balance is due on August the 14th by end of business day. If you are going to select a payment plan, whether it's the installment or a deferment, you have to select it before the 14th. Failure to do so may cause you to be dropped from your courses. So once again, you need to either have your payment in full or select a payment plan prior to August 14th. Now, for those that are selecting the installment payment plan, August 14th is when your first payment is due. So that first 25% of your total balance prior to your financial aid is going to be due on August 14th. More information on billing due dates is there at the bottom. And also, once again, if you have questions or you need to speak with us in person, you can visit us at the Welcome Center at Student Business Services. Refund. So when we looking at how much it's going to cost us to attend, and then we looked at option 3 that had that slight refund. So refunds are when you have more money in financial aid coming than what you have due for your cost to attend. So what we're going to do is we're going to refund that money back to you. So our refunds are processed through Bank Mobile. They're a third-party vendor, and what they'll do is they'll go ahead and send you either an email or an envelope with a PIN number to give you access to refundselection.com, where you're going to go ahead and select and set up for your refunds. So you may not be receiving a refund this term, but that's okay. You're still going to want to set it up because you never know in the future you may have a refund due back to you. When you select your refund, you can either do it through your own personal bank account, so you can have a direct deposit go back to your account, or you can set up an account with Bank Mobile and they'll send you a debit card. So just make sure that you're on the lookout for either an email or a piece of mail in a green envelope coming to you. And normally this is going to be about a month, 2 weeks to 4 prior to the start of classes, so then that way you can go ahead and set up that refund preference. If you do have more questions in regards to refunds, you can either call the Welcome Center at 713-743-1010 and speak to Student Business Services, or you can come see them in the Welcome Center. Some helpful tips for you new Cougs: just make sure that you're attending your courses and that you're completing them. We want to make sure that your federal financial aid is not jeopardized by you not completing your courses. So just make sure that you attend and that you pass. It's very key there. Before you do a course or a term withdrawal, make sure that you actually go and speak to scholarships and financial aid, just to make sure that if any of your financial aid, your federal aid, is going to be returned or not because of your dropping either the course or from the term itself. You're also going to want to speak to Student Business Services because they're going to help you determine if you do have a balance due to the university. And that's key, especially if your financial aid is going to be returned because you did not complete or pass your courses. So just make sure you pay attention to that. Also, if you do have questions in regards to doing a withdrawal from the university, either for a course or for the term, you're going to want to go speak to the office of the university registrar, and they can make sure that they help you and answer any questions as well. Communication is key, so just make sure that you're reading your email. You can always find more information online at the UH.edu or on your MyUH. You're always welcome to come visit us in the Welcome Center. And then once again, you can call us at the Enrollment Services Call Center, and that number is 713-743-1010. Alright, so now that we are coming to the end of our Take Charge presentation, just make sure that when you're looking at the schedule planner, making sure you create that academic plan that works best for you. Stay proactive when it comes to your finances. Make sure that you look at it before the start of the semester to make sure that you have enough to help you get through so you're not stressing about your finances during the term. MyUH is going to be your friend to help you enroll in courses through Schedule Planner, make sure that your to-do list is complete, and then also make sure that you accept any financial aid that you have available for you. Remember that due date for your first payment, and then also just make sure that you're paying on time, especially if you have that installment plan or the deferments. And then once again, read those emails. So we look forward to seeing you this coming up semester. Good luck, new Cougs, and thank you.